This is the YN6000. This is YONGNUO's latest LED light, and they were nice enough to send me a copy of this, but they have not paid me to say anything good about this product. So everything that I will be saying in this video will be of my unbiased opinion. So with that out of the way, let's go through some of my first impressions of how this LED light looks. So I like the way that they put a bracket design over here instead of just relying on the bottom hinge with the older lights, because I've been using YONGNUO lights a lot before. I've used the YN600, the YN300 Mark II, the YN216, and the YN300 Air. And so far those lights have done a good job in helping me achieve my goals in terms of videography, but this light is a lot better than the ones before. First of all, they have, of course, the dual NPF battery slot. At the same time, it sports a new way of like tilting the light. Now you have this one. Just loosen this and now you can position it any way you want. And so far, in comparison to all the lights that I've used, this has the most superior build quality in terms of robustness. Like, look at that. It looks a lot better and more premium than their previous lights, which was all plastic, but this time they really redesigned the whole build. Like, the material that they use is now like an aluminum finish. And one more thing that I like about this light is just plainly the tactile dials over here. So before, you had like weird ways of turning this dial, but now it's a more clicked-based dial. So now you can accurately dial in how much brightness you want. So one funny thing about this light is that, as you may see here on the board, it has two dials. So basically what this is supposed to do is that one dial controls the daylight and one dial controls the tungsten. But since this is a single color light, I think YONGNUO's default for making the dials is that the body of both the single color and the bicolor are the same. So basically they use the same body, the same dials and everything. So yeah, this is just something to take note of, just in case you do get this single color and you notice that one dial is not moving or not working. Why did I say moving? Okay, so with all that said, let's backpedal and check what comes inside the box. Okay, so welcome to the unboxing segment of this video. I already threw away the box, so let's see what we get with this kit. So if we pull this out, we get the light itself and some other things inside. Inside we got the diffuser, and what else? We get the wireless module, or the way to control the light using the remote. But I actually installed it already, but there's no way to remove it, so we'll just... Here we have the diffusion sheet for the front of the softbox. And what else? And here we got the rods for the softbox fixture. And we got the manual. What else? Oh, here. We got the remote too. And some silica gel, which we will not be using. Okay, so let's put these aside and let's examine the light a little bit. Okay, so now that all of those are out of the way, let's check what the light looks like. So here we have the barn doors. YONGNUO's signature way of putting barn doors is that they actually put some shiny reflective material here that can like reflect light in all different ways. And here we got the LED panel itself. So as you can see, even though it is called the YN6000, it does not have 6,000 LED bulb. It has 600 LED bulb. So this is the front, and let's look at the back. Let's close this really quick. So at the back of the light, like what I said, we got two dials. So this one is basically useless. This was YONGNUO's way to control the tungsten bulbs. But since this is a daylight only LED light, this is the only one that will be working. So this will control all 600 bulbs, which is going to control the intensity and the brightness of the light. And here we got the channel selector. So if you're going to be using this remote, you are going to pick what channel you are going to be on. For example, if I set this on 1 and I set the light on 1 as well, I can control this light wirelessly. So imagine if you have a lot of these lights. Let's pretend that you have two sets of YN6000. Therefore, you can control two lights with just one remote. And we have the battery indicator. If you press this, it will give you like a reading on here, which is like P9. It will say P9, 9 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. The closer you are to 1, the lower the battery you have. And we have here another button, which means coarse and fine. C means coarse and the other one is fine. So coarse is when you set it on coarse. If you rotate this dial, it will give you increments of 10 when you rotate it. So from 10, it will be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, up to 100 or 99 intensity for the brightness. As for fine, it will give you increments from 1% all the way to 99%. So if you turn it, it will be 1%, 2%, and will slowly give you slow increments until you reach 99%. If you have used previous YONGNUO lights with dual NPF battery slots, you already know that you can use batteries like this, like the NPF style batteries. So these are actually big ones. This is an 8,800 milliamp battery, and this one is a 7,800 milliamp battery. So if you use these kinds of batteries here, it can pretty much power your light for almost maybe 2.5 hours to 3 hours. And that is insane. You don't even need to use a direct cable to the power. You can just bring maybe a few of these bad boys and you can pretty much be set for the whole day of shooting. And one more way to power it is using this DC input. You need 12 volts of 5 amps. So in this set, or in this kit, you will not be getting any way of powering this light. So let's talk about really fast on different ways to power this light. So there are different ways. You can use basically the DC adapter, which this light does not come with. You will have to buy it as a separate purchase. You can buy something like this. YONGNUO unfortunately will not be giving you this in the package. You have to get this on a separate purchase, as well as, like what I said a while ago, you will not be getting any NPF style battery as well. So all of these powering options you will have to buy on your own. You have to buy it separately. And what else? We have here the on and off switch, and we have the wireless module that I talked to you about. So this is the wireless receiver jack. I already put it and now I can't remove it, so I can't really show you guys. So this was like a USB stick that I slotted into this onto this side. And to be able to use that, you will need this remote, right? So I think that's about it. Oh, wait. Let's talk about this really quick. Okay, so after almost 3 years of using YONGNUO products, there is one thing that has really bugged me, and that is the fan noise. I have used the YN300, the YN600, and YN216. All of those have very loud fans. So if you are using a shotgun microphone and you put the light close to the microphone, you will be picking up a very low, bassy, humming fan noise. So that was one of the things that I really hated about YONGNUO lights. So some of my lights I would have to remove the fans manually. The good thing about this light is that it has no fan whatsoever. I will be talking more about it later, but instead of putting a fan here, they put a lot of these holes over here and they put an aluminum plate which does not accumulate heat whatsoever. I have used this light extensively for almost 2 months now, and I've used it for hours and it did not overheat whatsoever. That's just insane. Imagine this, like you can use a lot of these and not worry about any fan noise whatsoever. I know that some of the Godox lights have very low humming noises for their fans, but this one is completely silent. So for all of you who will be using shotgun microphones, which are going to be close to the key light, you have nothing to worry about this. Okay, so like what I said, this light comes with its own softbox, which is insane. I've never used a light from YONGNUO before that has its own softbox. So let's go ahead and assemble the softbox. Spin this over like this. Open the barn doors. Now we need to get the rods that came with this thing. Slot it into these holes over here. Now we need to get our softbox fixture. Okay, so there you have it guys, the worst is over. Now we need to just open the barn doors like this. So for the cherry on top, we just put the diffuser and we're all set. So this is pretty cool. You just need to put it over like this. And this attaches via Velcro, so very neat. Whole light is now assembled. So then the whole light just became significantly bigger, but it's still good. It looks nice. So let's go ahead and mount it on top of a light stand and let's see how this baby runs on a real set. Okay, so now we're done assembling the softbox. Let's go ahead and mount it onto a light stand. So the cool thing about this, it just comes with a generic female light stand mount over here. So all we need is a light stand. So we have one here. Directly mount it onto the light stand and screw it in using this thing. So now we have a very small and compact softboxes as far as softboxes go, because some softboxes can be quite huge, right? So the way to power this is that you will be needing 2 NPF batteries, but actually you will be good with just one. So to be able to use all 600 bulbs, you will be needing 2 NPF batteries, because if you just use one, you will be just having access to 300 of them. So let's go ahead and pop over 2 NPF batteries. So we have one here and one here. So if you power on the light, whoa, look at how strong that is. This is at 1%, and that's insane. The way that you regulate the power is that you're gonna turn this knob, because like what I said, this knob is useless. So let's go ahead and turn this knob. So look at this, if I spin it, right now it's on 9%. Let me show you like this, 9%. This one is 21%, and this is full blast at 99%. Look at how bright that is. This is an insane light. I've never used a light like this. It can shine as bright as this. I've used so many YONGNUO lights before, and usually the compromise for having a very bright light is that the fan noise will be very loud. But like what I said, this has no fan whatsoever. So you can confidently put this close to your subject without worrying about any background noise from the fan. So let's bring it back down to 1%. This is just too bright. So let's talk about my 4 most favorite features of this light over here. So the first one is that it has no fan. I've been rambling about this for the whole video. This has no fan. If you've used any LED lights or LED panels, most of them have fans, and the brighter they are, the more louder. The brighter they are, the louder the fan. So like what I said, this has no fan. So by using an aluminum plate with holes, dissipation of heat is very well managed. So the second thing I would like about this light is that it is rated for 95 CRI or 4,650 lumens, and that is insanely bright. This can pretty much act as both as a key light and a directional spotlight or a hair light thing that you can use. And one cool thing that you can do is that if 1% is still too bright for you, you can just remove one of the batteries. Because like what I said, if you don't need to use all 600 bulbs, 1% of this will still be using the whole 600 bulbs. But if we remove one battery, if I put it back, now we're using all 600, but if I remove one, so 1% at the lowest will look like this with softbox. And speaking of light intensity, this is a good segue for me to talk about the third thing that I like about this light. So the third thing I like about this light is that it includes a softbox fixture. How many lights do that? Like if you get the Aperture 120D or the Aperture Lightstorm, all of those don't include a softbox. So this, imagine this, you can bring a softbox and a spotlighty LED light in one kit. Imagine this is super soft, like the case that it came with. This was the case. You can fit everything inside here. You can fit batteries, light itself, the softbox, and maybe a power cable, like the DC power cable that you can buy separately. Everything will fit in this small bag. You can pretty much be set to shoot without a power supply. Even with just using batteries, you can be able to power this light with just using 2 batteries. And the fourth and last thing that I like about this light is that it comes with a remote. So all you need to do is just switch on the remote, set it on channel 1, and then now I can control it wirelessly, just like that. Isn't that cool? Usually you need to buy like expensive lights to be able to do this, but with this, you can pretty much like look more professional on set to be able to control multiple lights with just one remote. Imagine if you have a lot of these YN6000s and then you link them all to one remote and put them on a single channel. You can power everything and control everything using one remote. Look, it has no latency whatsoever. You can control intensity as well, like that, be brighter. So like what I said, the cool thing about this light is that you can control the brightness or the intensity. At the same time, it is still a softbox. For most softboxes like this, which is the one that I'm using, this softbox has no way to control brightness level. All you have is just an on and off switch over here. You can only power off and power on. That's the only way that you can control the light, which means that if you have a very high aperture, like a 1.4 or 1.8, and you don't exactly need this much light, there's no way to cut it down rather than just lowering your aperture. But with this light, let me show you really quick what this light can do. So if I switch off my key light, now I have this light, and it's completely dark, right? Now, let's quickly change the aperture to 1.2. This is what you have, right? And if I add a little bit more light, just like this, wait, it's not on. Just like that. Look at that. Look at how cool this is. All I need to do is reposition the light. Okay, so like what I said, the good thing about this light is that you can get it nice and close, at the same time lower the intensity up to 1%. So let's go ahead and close the video. So would I recommend this light? I would give it a resounding yes. The price is good. I don't actually know how much this light costs exactly, but this light is a very affordable light according to what it can do. Because if you're in the market to find a good key light, I would definitely go for the YN6000. This light is the best light that you can buy within the price range. I'm not saying that this is the light to solve all of your lighting problems. I'm just saying that you're in the market to buy an affordable light that you can use for different situations. The YN6000 will do the job just right. So if you're interested in purchasing the YN6000, I will be leaving down links below to both Amazon and different places where you can buy it from, because maybe some of you might want to buy it and it's not going to be available for your country for shipping. I'll try my best to leave different links down below, and I'll try to help you out and hook you up with the YN6000. So again, sorry YONGNUO for taking so long to make this video. I was just super busy because a lot of things are happening in my life right now. I don't need to say that. What's up everybody, it's Peter McKinnon here and welcome back to my channel. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.